All right, good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy Keen from the Football Source, here to talk about Week 12's game of the week of the 2014 college football season. Number 1, Mississippi State is traveling to Tuscaloosa to face number 5, Alabama. This is going to be a great, intriguing matchup, and they're headed by 2 great head coaches. Dan Mullen from Mississippi State, he's doing a great job running this team to a fantastic undefeated season, while Nick Saban is still having a good year despite losing at Ole Miss 23-17. That was their only glitch this season, their lone loss, and they're looking to stay alive and win the SEC West Division to make it to the SEC Championship. Now, both teams actually feature 2 great players who could be good front runners for this year's Heisman at the end of the year. Mississippi State quarterback Dak Prescott is the first guy I would like to talk about. He's having a great job playing some tough, hard-nosed, smash-mouth SEC football. 18 touchdown passes to 7 interceptions, and he's also second in the team with 779 yards rushing and 11 touchdowns. Now, for Alabama, they feature a great Heisman candidate in Amari Cooper, their leading receiver. 1,215 yards receiving so far this season and 10 scores, and he has accounted for 48% of those receiving yards. He's an electrifying athlete and my top wide receiver prospect thus far for the 2015 NFL Draft. Now, let's talk about the keys to victory for both these 2 teams. I'm going to start things off with Alabama. Now, on the offensive side, Blake Sims, he's going to have to be the X factor of this matchup. He needs to do a great job playing safe management football at the quarterback position to lead the offense. He cannot give the Bulldogs any opportunities by turning the ball away. That is going to be key for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Also, sticking on the offensive side, they need to put the ball in the hands of Amari Cooper, especially in open space. He actually leads the nation with 22 receptions of at least 20 yards or more. He is a great target, and he's an elusive player. He does well with his elusiveness and speed with long touchdown strides. He's a great athlete. Now, on the defensive side, one thing in particular, they're going to have to keep containment of Dak Prescott, the quarterback from Mississippi State, by closing in the gaps within the box. I think they need to put him in more of an unfamiliar territory by having him bounce to the outside, in which he will be welcomed with the defensive backs of the Crimson Tide, led by Landon Collins. He's a great player. He has plays with physicality and great speed at the safety position. I think they just need to keep containment within the box, because Dak Prescott is more of a power inside runner, and he runs well in between the tackles as a good counter plays, as well as just good up the middle plays. He's a good power running type quarterback. He's not too much of an elusive quarterback. If they put him in a more uncomfortable territory and forcing them to bounce to the outside, we don't really know if he's going to be elusive enough to get some tough yardage on the outside. Now, for Mississippi State, there's really things I need to focus more on the defensive side that they need to worry about. First, they're going to have to put pressure on quarterback Blake Sims. This is going to be key for the Mississippi State Bulldog defense to succeed in this matchup. They have to give Blake Sims some pressure within that line of scrimmage. Also, the defensive backs, they're going to have to play like heroes in this one, like All-Americans and top NFL prospects. They're going to have to be have some great plays through their mind. They have to be mentally ready for this matchup. I think they're going to have a struggle with the physical powerness of Alabama, particularly with Amari Cooper, because of his speed. But they need to do a great job in their coverage skills and not depend too much on support. Now, they're actually one of the worst pass defense teams in the nation, allowing well over 300 yards per game passing. And this is the number 1 team in the nation. That is obviously their biggest weakness of this team is their secondary. Their secondary is going to have to step up in this matchup and not try to look for support, particularly with their linebackers. The reason behind that, because of this, is that if their linebackers support more of the passing game for Mississippi State's defense, that means it's going to open things up for Alabama's ground attack with Derrick Henry and T.J. Yeldon at running backs for the two running backs, they actually average 5 yards per carry, and they're great power backs. They're great, a great combination, good time tandem running backs in the SEC conference. So they're gonna have to do a great job on the defensive side. That means Tolando, Cleveland, Jay Hughes, Justin Cox. They're gonna have to step it up in this matchup and not try to look for too much support. This is more of an assignment issue that they're gonna have to focus more on in this matchup. Now, for this game, this is going to be an important matchup for Mississippi State, because this game is pretty much the season for the Bulldogs. If they win this game, they will most likely head to the SEC Championship. Now, they still have Vanderbilt and Ole Miss to play, but if they win this matchup, they should beat Vanderbilt, and if they win these next 2 games, they will make it to the SEC Championship, win or lose to Ole Miss. Also, this could be a big time win for Dan Mullen if he beats Nick Saban at Tuscaloosa. Hands out, he is definitely the college football coach of the year. He should definitely win the award, the honor, if he beats Alabama at Tuscaloosa. So there's so much on the line for the Bulldogs in this one. Now, I do have one more key to victory for both these 2 teams, and just like every SEC matchup, it all boils down to the line of scrimmage. Who will win the battle at the line of scrimmage? So, and because of that, I have to give the edge to Alabama, because I think they do a better job on the defensive side. They're actually second in the nation in points allowed, 13.9 points allowed per game. They have an outstanding defense, and I think they're going to win those battles, particularly in that line of scrimmage against that Mississippi State offensive line, despite the fact that they do a good job running the football. Now, offensively, I think they're going to win those battles as well, because Mississippi State's defense is terrible against the pass, and they do not have any premier pass rushers for that Bulldog defense. I think that the Bulldog defense is going to struggle too much and allow Alabama to pretty much just run the tables on them. So I have to go with the Crimson Tide in this one, even though I would like to see Mississippi State win this game, because we would all like to see a new team make it to the SEC Championship. But I have to go with Alabama. I'm going to stick with Alabama of making it to the SEC Championship, representing out of the West Division. Now, the next time I'm going to catch you guys will be on Monday, where I will give you a recap of Week 12 of this season. Thank you for watching today's blog. From the Football Source, I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.